Once upon a time, a grandma lived in the cottage near the dense forest. It was heavily storm and rainy outside at night. Daniel, a grandson of that grandma, sat curled up near the hearth, his eyes wide with fear. The storm made the forest seem like a dark, untamable place. "Grandma, I'm scared," Daniel whispered, his voice trembling. "It's so dark out there. What if we get lost? I can't see anything beyond the trees." His grandmother, who had been sitting by the fire, stood up and walked to the shelf, taking down a brass lantern. The soft glow of the lantern lit up her face as she looked at Daniel. "Come with me," she said gently. "We need to check the shed, but it's okay. I'll show you something important." Daniel hesitated, his fear holding him back. "But Grandma, it's so dark and I can't see where we're going." The grandmother smiled and knelt beside him, holding the lantern high. "Daniel, the path ahead isn't clear, and that's okay. We don't need to see the whole journey, just the next step. Life is like that. We can't always see where the road will take us, but we must trust that the next step will guide us forward." With the lantern in hand, they stepped out into the storm. The wind whipped around them, and the trees seemed to stretch endlessly into the darkness. The lantern's light barely illuminated the path ahead, but Daniel walked closely beside his grandmother, trusting her calm presence. "I can't see the whole forest," Daniel said quietly. "How do we know where we're going?" His grandmother's voice was steady. "We don't need to see the whole journey, Daniel. We can only see the path that's right in front of us. But if we take it one step at a time, the journey will unfold. Just trust each step, and you'll be guided to where you need to go." They walked slowly through the forest, each step bringing them closer to the shed. The lantern's light barely lit the ground beneath their feet, but Daniel began to feel a sense of calm. With every step, the fear of the unknown seemed to lessen. Finally, they reached the shed, and the grandmother paused. "See, Daniel, we made it because we took it step by step. The path ahead was hidden, but we trusted the journey. That's how life works. You can't always see the whole path, but you can trust that each step will take you where you need to go." Daniel nodded, understanding now. "I get it, Grandma. We don't have to see everything at once. We just need to keep moving forward." They turned back toward the cottage, and the walk felt easier now. The storm still raged around them, but the darkness no longer seemed so overwhelming. With every step, Daniel realized that trusting the journey, even when it wasn't clear, was all he needed to do. Daniel was many years old, and he picked lantern on his table and write a script of his childhood incident of grandma words, and he remembered a lesson.